Hey, how's it going, everyone? Seth the Programmer here, bringing you a new debatable topic. That topic being why the Z fighters in Dragon Ball are not weak like most people say they are. I'm bringing you this up because it's obviously a fad now to say that, Krillin, Yamcha are weak. Not so much Tien or Chaozu for some reason, even though Chaozu is the weakest of the Z fighters, but mainly Yamcha and Krillin get a lot of shit for being weak. So today I was going to touch up on why they aren't weak and why it's just a fad. So yeah, hope you enjoy. So I guess I should go over the most popular thing, and that's people dying. Apparently that's a very important point, even though pretty much everyone in Dragon Ball has died at least once. So for people that say, Krillin, he keeps dying, he keeps getting wished back by the Dragon Balls, Yamcha keeps getting wished back by the Dragon Balls, and it's like, you realize that Goku and Yamcha have both died twice, right? Like, they've literally both died 2 times. So, I mean, Goku has died as many times as Yamcha. And, well, it's just not a valid argument. I think Krillin died 3 times, so that's only like one more time than Goku. So I just don't see where the whole joke is coming from, especially when, like, main characters and the human Z fighters are both getting revived equally. So I guess the main point I should be talking about is their power and, why they aren't actually weak and not just why people perceive them as weak. So imagine Vegeta, the super elite Saiyan prince. Then imagine he gets a Zenkai and he gets insanely stronger. So strong he can kill Frieza's elite generals in battle effortlessly. Then he gets another Zenkai. Then he can kill Frieza's elite generals even when they're transformed. Now, imagine a force that can literally pummel this Vegeta, the super elite Saiyan, like he's absolute fodder. Recoome, the goofiest character pretty much in the series, bodies this super elite Saiyan prince. Now imagine your most hated character, Yamcha, kicking Recoome out of the afterlife back into hell. Yes, Yamcha fodderizes Recoome in like one hit. So, and then imagine Tien Shinhan pulling a Goku and basically soloing Jason Birder at the same time. And even Chaozu, who's only like a third of the strength of Tien, was even able to kill Goldo, who would be able to body Nappa, another elite Saiyan commander. So it's like if you think highly of the Saiyans, then you can't anymore if you think the humans are weak, because the humans, even the weakest of the human Z fighters, would literally body almost every Saiyan in existence. Yes, almost every Saiyan in existence. A power level of 60,000 is what's required to pretty much solo the Ginyu Force, as stated by Captain Ginyu. And it's also stated a power level of 60,000 is never heard of among Saiyans by Jace. Jace says that Saiyans never reach a power level of 60,000. Yet Tien Shinhan has the power to pretty much solo the entire Ginyu Force, so his power level is like 50,000, 60,000. Tien Shinhan is stronger than any Saiyan in history, except for the ones in the main cast that are still alive. Now, you also have to remember that Krillin was able to take on second form Frieza, and that Tien Shinhan was able to take on a foe. Alright, let me give you some scaling real quick. So, Trunks fodderized Frieza in his mecha form, which is stronger than the normal Frieza, which was able to, conquer every Saiyan in existence in one attack, right? Then you have Trunks, fodderizing him. Then you have Goku tanking those same sword slashes that could turn Frieza into butter with one finger. Then you have androids that can one-shot Trunks and Goku at this point. Then you have another android who can one-shot those androids. Then you have that same android absorbing another one of those other androids and fusing into like a super android. Now that's a lot to take in, I know. But imagine, the weak humans. Imagine Tien Shinhan is actually able to push this monster back. Yes, a monster that if Super Saiyan Goku punched in the face, wouldn't even flinch. That's right, Cell, if Goku punched Cell in the face, like if Namek Goku punched this Cell in the face, Cell wouldn't even flinch. Yet Tien was able to blast this monster back into his hole and basically put him into timeout. I mean, really, you have to think about it. I mean, Tien Shinhan, just a normal human, blowing away a fighter that's over 3 times stronger than any Super Saiyan in history. Now, of course, as the series progresses, the Super Saiyans get beyond that point. But it's like Tien was basically able to destroy someone that's 3 times stronger than a Super Saiyan. That's fucking insane. Like, how can you still think the humans are weak? Now, Yamcha and Tien both trained by this point. And as we know, Yamcha and Tien actually have similar potentials. And Krillin is actually stronger than both of them by this point. It's stated that Krillin's the strongest. I think Tien surpasses Krillin by like the Buu saga, but by the Cell games with Krillin's potential unlocked, Tien's just not at his level yet. Maybe with the Neo Tri-Beam, he could probably obliterate him. But we even see scenes of Krillin, taking out an imperfect Cell for brief moments of time. Yes, we are using the anime for this, and I've already proved the anime is canon in a different video, but if you don't, that's fine. I'm just giving you examples. Even a canon example with Cell and the Tri-Beam, that even the humans are vastly stronger than people say they are. Now, I wanted to bring up another final point that might prove that the humans actually have even more potential than the Saiyans do. Now, this is a crazy argument that I came up with the other day, but me and my friend have been discussing for a while, like, hey, the humans are actually kind of more badass than the Saiyans sometimes, and let us describe why, right? Okay, so a Saiyan is basically a humanoid that is built to conquer other worlds and fight, right? It's a warrior. Yet we have instances in the series where the humans show more potential in combat than even the Saiyans do. And this is mainly shown when a human trains the exact same way as a Saiyan. Now, take Goku. Goku, when he fought King Piccolo, had a power level of 260. And then after training with Kami, his power level was in the 300 range, maybe 400 range. And then with the Kamehameha Wave, his power level was able to reach 910. So, this Goku at his maximum hit 910 after training with Kami. Now take Tien, who at the start of the Dragon Ball Z had a power level of 250. Now, this Tien that trained with Kami has a power level of 1,830. Another thing to note is that Goku trained for 3 years. Tien trained for 1 year. So not only is Tien more than twice as powerful in his base as Goku's strongest attack, he got that strong in 1/3 of the time with the same amount of training. Well, with the same training regime, right? Now, what does that tell you? I mean, you could say plot, but you can also say plot about everything in Dragon Ball Z. And that's honestly just a very shallow look at things. When you have plot affect your story enough times, you gotta explain some things. Even Toriyama, when he forgot Goten and Trunks' tails, instead of saying, oh, what plot? He tried to come up with excuses for it, because you gotta explain yourself. So you can't just say plot, you gotta explain yourself. Tien has over 3 times the potential that Goku does. And even Yamcha had a power level of 1,480. Krillin, 1,770. Even Yajirobe. Think about that. Yajirobe, the dude that doesn't even barely train. His power level hit 970. Just let that sink in. Yajirobe stronger than Goku in 1/3 of the time. And let's also remember that Yajirobe had a power level like 180 when he first started training, because him and Goku were about equals after the Tien Shinhan tournament. And then Goku used the Ultra Divine Water, which got him to 260. So Yajirobe was like 25% weaker than Goku and got stronger than him in 1/3 of the time with the same exact training. And even Chaozu got to 610. And basically we look at Goku's base form as at like 400, even at the start of Dragon Ball Z. So even Chaozu has more potential. And when you look at, Kaio training, we'll say King Kai's training, Yamcha went from 1,400 to over 40,000 because he was able to defeat Raccoon. Tien with Kaio training went from 1,800 to being able to body Jason Birder at the same exact time. And then Goku with Kaio training went from 910 to 8,000. Now, to put this in perspective, Goldo was able to kind of fight fighters that had power levels of about 13,000, 14,000, Krillin and Gohan. Yet, Chaozu went from 610 to over Goldo's level. Goldo being a fighter that can kill Goku. Goldo the fighter that can defeat Goku after Kaio training. Chaozu fodderized him. Just let that sink in. Just let it sink in. If you think the humans are weak and they have no potential, you're just wrong. You're just wrong. That's it. You're just wrong. Honestly, without the Super Saiyan forms, the humans would honestly be competing with the Saiyans. And I have a lot of proof for this because if you look at the movies, I know a movie, right? But I think the movie is a good example of this. Tien is actually able to overpower Trunks in his base form. So, maybe the humans don't have 50 times of the potential the Saiyans do, and they can't overcome Super Saiyan. They probably never will. But a base Saiyan, a Saiyan compared to a human at this point has more potential than a Saiyan. The only way that the Saiyans have honestly gotten ahead is with the Super Saiyan forms compared to the humans, so yeah. And if you're looking more for what the humans in Dragon Ball Z could do in terms of like destructive capabilities and how fast they are, well, I mean, even Tien, after surpassing Raditz during the original Dragon Ball Z Saiyan saga, would be faster than light because Raditz could dodge an attack that could hit the moon in about 3 to 4 seconds. Actually, he dodged an attack that was 4 times faster than an attack that could hit the moon in 3 to 4 seconds. So that would make Raditz faster than light. And then we know that Tien would body Raditz basically in one hit. And then in terms of power, you have Tien being able to blow away and flinch a fighter that's over 3 times stronger than Super Saiyans. So basically what this means is if that a Super Saiyan couldn't even make Cell flinch, but Tien could, that means Tien's destructive capabilities would be higher than the Saiyans, at least in terms of his Neo Tri-Beam. And we know that characters like Frieza and Cooler are able to destroy stars. So that would mean that Tien's Neo Tri-Beam could basically blow up the sun itself, which is insane. So all the humans can destroy planets like crazy because they're all stronger than the Ginyu Force and Vegeta during the Saiyan Saga. They'd body all of them. They were all above planet busters, and they're all above light speed. And one of them even has the capabilities to possibly destroy stars. Now, your favorite verse, whether it be Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, gets one-shotted by Tien's Tri-Beam. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time.